Hi everyone. I'm going to represent my 20 references of linguistic landscape right now by category, which is public spaces and governance, globalization and English influence, innovations, multilingualism, and educational context. First, we go to public spaces and governance. First, by Shalahodin, Ayob Zuliate, in 2024. He says bilingual signage, Indonesian English, is prevalent, promoting inclusivity and global connectivity. The station's bilingual signage balances local and global needs, enhancing efficiency, safety, and cultural representation. Then the next one is about the linguistic landscape of Manila Central Post Office, a macro-linguistic analysis by Abigail and Eclipse and Pia Patricia P. Tindero, 2018. They said English dominates the public space of the post office with 88% of the signage written in English. The quantitative data showed that English is valued in the locale of authority to give reliable information and give orders or direction. The next one is about language of order, English, and linguistic. Landscape of two major train stations in the Philippines by Roven Atilano de los Reyes, 2014. He says English dominates the linguistic landscape of two train stations. This fact does not only undermine the bilingual policy of the country but also indexes the Filipinos' valoration of English. With English dominating the linguistic landscape of these two stations and very likely in many parts of the Philippines. Evidently, there is no active competition in between English and Filipino in the linguistic landscape of the country. Hence, instead of being bilingual, it seems rather to call unilingual. And next is about exploring the linguistic landscape of a heritage town in island province of Marinduque, Philippines, by Cherry Ann M. Luna, 2023. She said English dominates the linguistic landscape by 75.39% of the sites, primarily in commercial and institutional domains, while Filipino is used in commemorative and cultural signs, and Marinduque Tagalog appears minimally 3.17%. The linguistic landscape of Buwak reflects a reference for English in commerce and governance, Filipino in cultural and historical domains, and a lack of visibility for Marinduque Tagalog, indicating limited efforts to promote the local language. Then we go on in the educational context. First is the article of Christian Lawrence and Reyes in 2021. He said the mother tongue-based multilingual education policy is implemented to a very great extent by the teacher respondents as evidenced by the average mean score of 4.64. The mother tongue base is implemented to a very great extent by educators in compliance with the present mandate. And the next one is Sonia Yavari, 2012. It says that national language, such as Swedish, German, dominates, but English plays a significant role, especially in international office. Language policies are more visible in top-down science, with English serving as a lingua franca in academia. Next one is by Susan Fresnedo Astelerio in 2017. She said English is the preferred code in top-down bilingual science. The finding shows that the school as formal institution may be considered to have been infiltrated by historical colonialism and international prestige attached to the English language. The next is by Jean I. Reintegrado Selenio and Alejandro S. Bernardo, 2023. It says that the study revealed that the schoolscape helps informing and developing children's concepts and ideas on what it means to be Ziegler, a Hungarian speaker, and a citizen of Romania. And the next one is by Laura Ferrarote, entitled The Linguistic Landscape and Its Potential for English Languages Teaching. The linguistic landscape, with its multilingual and multimodal features, can be used to teach English by exposing students to authentic language and input, pragmatic competence, and symbolic meanings of language in public spaces. The linguistic landscape is a valuable resource for teaching English, helping students become more aware and active learners by engaging with the real-world language used. Then the next one is by Ji-Yoon Im in 2023. It says that English-only signs reflected the university's protective and inclusive identity. Signs showcase the university's care and community engagement during COVID-19. Then the last one is by Michun Shi, Zoyu in 2023. Reflects decolonization efforts through multilingualism and challenges to English imperialism. Border universities use South Asian and Southeast Asian languages to challenge English linguistic imperialism. Multilingualism on website reflects decolonizing practices and reinforces border university identity. We're going to move to multilingualism. First is by Dr. Mada Seratha and Soji Philip in 2023, titled Linguistic Landscape in a Multilingual Educational Environment, a case study of Central University of Tarnaca.
It says English dominates with 80.5%, followed by Kannada 16.1%, and Hindi in 3.3%. English is primary, but Kannada and Hindi reflects regional and national identity. Then the next one is by Fei Long Jing, investigating intentionality of linguistic landscape from the multilingual commercial science. It says monolingual English dominates with 70%, with Chinese as a supplement with 25%. Customers prefer bilingual multilingual science but criticize monolingual foreign language science for causing inconvenience. Chinese should dominate shop science, with bilingual multilingual option for foreigners to balance globalization and local needs. The next one is developing methods for study of linguistic landscape in sparsely populated areas by Kopili Koki, Linke, Granstead, Eva Lindgren, and Orban Lindgren in 2020. The study uses a mixed method approach to map language visibility, revealing how majority, indigenous, and minority languages coexist and contribute to placemaking in northern Sweden. The linguistic landscape in sparsely populated areas reflects complex dynamics of conclusion and exclusion shaped by socio-demographic and cultural factors. The next one is by Linus and Dirk Gorter, The Linguistic Landscape and Minority Languages. It says Dutch and Spain dominates the linguistic landscapes, but with Visky having a stronger presence and Frisian and English being more prominent in Friesland than in the Basque country. The linguistic landscape reflects the social-linguistic context and languages policies with Basque, more visible due to stronger languages promotion, while Frisian remains marginal and English serves as symbol of prestige and modernity. Next is the innovation of linguistic landscape. First is by Dork Gorter 2018, Methods and Techniques for Linguistic Landscape Research about Definition, Core Issues, and Technological Innovations. The article highlights the evolution of LL definition, the importance of photograph as data, and the influence of technological advancements, like digital signage and augmented reality on LL. The next one is by Tom Hobner in 2016, Linguistic Landscape, History, Trajectory, and Pedagogy. LL research has expanded to include not only frame and static manifestation of languages but also the symbiotic relationship between language and other semiotic modes in public spaces. The linguistic landscape is a rich and underutilized resource for both research and pedagogy, particularly in Thailand and Southeast Asia. Then, next is the globalization and English influence. First is by Ghazi Khalil Al-Naimat and Omar Ibrahim Al-Mush in 2018, The Anglicization of Materiality in the Linguistic Landscape of a Southern Jordanian City. It says that English dominates petrolinguistic landscape with 72% of the signs, with materials like stone, metal, wood, and paper reflecting cultural, historical, and economic ideologies, enhancing tourism and global appeal. The next one is by Shipping Day, 2021, an ethnographic study on the linguistic landscape of coffee shops in Songjiang University town. Interaction in coffee shops is increasingly transactional with minimal dialogue between consumers and shop assistants. It transformed them into commercial spaces, losing their role as the third place. And the last one is by Maria Ina Maxine A. Gizol and Alejandro S. Bernardo in 2017. The results point to the pervasiveness of English in the LL. It was seen that the LL does not reflect the reality of the linguistic situation in the Philippines, where Filipino is the language of the majority group. Analyzing through the LL lenses provided an understanding of multilingualism and the impact of English as a global language. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you.